What a combination, man. Jack in the Box and Taco Bell. Really good. Bro, look at that burger, man. Good Lord. My mouth is literally dripping, dude. Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be eating some Jack in the Box, some Taco Bell, and talk about the stock market. Stay tuned. So yeah, man, let's eat some Jack in the Box before they close like 200 locations. I don't know if you guys heard, but they're about to close like 150 to 200 locations across the country. So wow, man, this thing is really buttery. So soft and buttery, man. Let me show you this. Dude, look how buttery this thing looks, man. It's like, it's so moist, dude. See that? So moist and tender, man. This is great. Wow. That's really good. Wow, it's so good. I don't remember sourdough Jack tasting this good. This thing is so milky and buttery, man. God damn. I recently had Jack in the Box on this channel. Recently had Taco Bell, but I had to talk about Jack in the Box, man. When they came out with the announcement, they're going to be closing a lot of stores. So I want to see like what is the impact of that announcement on the stock. You know, is it going to be up? Is it going to be down? I would imagine that's a bad thing. It's going to be down. So take a look. But my wife wanted Taco Bell, so we swung by Taco Bell on the way too. Got some chalupas. Show you that. Let me take a bite here and then I'll show you. Mmm. 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 It's pretty good too. I can't lie, it's pretty good too. Mmm. Mmm. You know what I'm not? You know what I'm not gonna miss about Jack in the Box is having to pull into parking spot number 1 to wait for them to bring my burger out. That's what I'm not gonna miss at all. They can miss me with that. Look at that, man. Bro, look at that burger, man. Good Lord. My mouth is literally dripping, dude, with how good that looks, man. Holy smoke. Look at that. Wow. Let's take a bite of this. Look at that, man. Oh my God, look at that. So delicious, man. What a combination, man. Jack in the Box and Taco Bell. Really good. All right, so let's talk about stocks now. So as we can see here, that stocks are up this week from where they were last week. So if we look at the S&P 500 and all the other indexes are up while the VIX is down. The volatility is down. So the fear is down and the stocks are up, right? If we take a look at the S&P 500 in particular over the last 5 days, it is up, right? We see that it was kind of starting the week at around 51 something. Now it's at 55. There's been quite a few headlines this week that kind of spooked the market, but then kind of gave hope to the market. So let's go through them here. So I think right before Monday, President Trump said that he demanded Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, the people that are in charge of setting the interest rates for things you buy, such as your cars and your bank loans, he demanded him to lower interest rates in order to help boost the economy. In fact, I think he called him a major loser or something like that. It was really crazy what was going on there. So also he had said that he wanted to actually fire Jerome Powell, right? He wanted to get rid of him. So that caused the market to be like, wait, what's going on? Like, you're going to fire the head of the Federal Reserve? We thought that the Federal Reserve was independent from the U.S. government, right? So the Federal Reserve is supposed to be an entity that controls the money supply and the interest rates. They're not supposed to be influenced by what's going on in Washington. They're actually separate. They're not together at all. Like, Trump cannot order the Federal Reserve what to do. He can tell them what to do, but they don't have to listen. And so when he said he's going to find every way possible to fire Jerome Powell, then the market reacted violently to that. It fell. And there was a lot of uncertainty again, right? So this week he's going to fire the head of the Federal Reserve. Well, just the very next day, Trump comes out and says, I think after his legal team told him, hey, there's legally no way you can really fire the head of the Federal Reserve. He'd have to be committing some kind of like treasonous act or gross negligence in order to be able to fire him. And that's clearly not what's happening here. Jerome Powell's doing a pretty good job. So I think that after he realized that he couldn't fire him, he came out and, or maybe the media kind of lied about it, he came out and said, actually, I never said I was going to fire him. The market instantly started recovering after that. So it's just the kind of environment we are in right now when it comes to the stock market, is that any kind of headline that can imply something bad or something good is going to make the market either jump up or jump down. It's all headline driven at this point, right? All these things that we're being threatened by, like the tariffs on this, the tariffs on that. Oh, I'm not going to do tariffs. I am. The economy is going to go into a recession. I'm going to fire the head of the Federal Reserve. Oh, wait, I never said I was going to do that. And the market just kind of going like this. Like, none of this is real stuff actually happening, right? If you're an investor and you have companies in your portfolio, those companies are still selling products. They still have employees. They're still innovating. They're still creating things. So all of that is just like, none of the bad things that we actually think are actually happening. We're just kind of imagining that they're happening at this point. Another thing that happened this week is that Elon Musk, Tesla, came out with earnings, and they actually were, I think they were worse than expected, their earnings. So it caused Elon Musk to say, hey, you know what? I've been spending too much time in the government, and I think I'm going to step away from DOGE in May, and I'm going to dedicate myself more to Tesla. So that caused, I think that caused Tesla to go up, and all the worries that people had around Elon Musk being some kind of spy or like meddling in the affairs of Americans and stopping your Social Security benefits or firing all the Social Security Administration people, causing you to not be able to get your benefits. Well, not you, right? You're probably a younger person than, I hope you're not 65 or collecting Social Security watching my videos, but I mean, wrong demographic, right? But probably not. But it caused that worry to ease, right? So now what we thought was going to happen, you know, that they're going to lay off all these government workers, Social Security is going to get cut, tariffs, China is going to get us too. All that stuff is not happening. The market's starting to slowly creep its way back up here over the last few weeks. And then finally, before I actually talk about Jack in the Box and Taco Bell, looks like China. Okay, pause. So I'm sitting here editing this video, and I noticed that Trump and the Chinese president, they look like kind of like when your mom and dad like have an argument before they go out to the party, but then once they get to the party, like your dad is still kind of cranky and and your mom is like trying to smile for the pictures. That's kind of what this is reminding me of. So I had to just pause and kind of talk about it. So let's get back to the video here. Well, first, Trump said, "Hey, we're working with China. We're going to come out with a deal." The market went up, and then China said, "I don't know what you're talking about. We're not talking about anything." The market went down, and then today the China came out and said that no, they're going to ease some of the tariffs on the U.S. and the market went back up. Wow, surprise! So all of this brings us to where we are today in the stock market. Year to date, the market's still down, but it looks like it has been recovering. As you can see right there, kind of hit that valley there around the Liberation Day tariffs. But then it jumped up sharply as he said that, I think that's when he said he was going to pause it for 90 days or something like that. And ever since then, the market's kind of been hanging in there. And as we've started to get more good news or realizing that the bad news isn't as bad as we thought, the market started slowly creeping up there. And so as you can see on that chart, we're coming up right there. I think we're up like 12% from that low back on April 7th. All right, let's pull up Jack in the Box and see kind of how it's been doing year to date and see if whether the news that recently came out negatively impacted the stock. So year to date, it's down. It's down doing really horribly. So it was at $40.48 back in January. Today it's 24. So it's down by big numbers. Compare it to Taco Bell, which I just had. So let's overlay the Yum brands on top of that. Yum brands. And you'll see that even Yum Brands, which owns Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut, they're having a great year. They're up 7%. As you can see on that line, they're up 7%, whereas Jack in the Box is down 41%. So Jack in the Box having a bad year. Yum Brands having a pretty good year. Better than the stock market, that's for sure. Take off Yum and put the S&P on there. Let's put the SPY, the SPY, the investment that tracks the stock market. And man, look at that. Even though the stock market's doing bad, Jack in the Box is doing a lot worse. Jack in the Box is down 41%. The stock market, the 500 biggest companies in the United States are only down 10%. So you would have done a lot better by just diversifying and buying the S&P 500 than buying one stock like Jack in the Box. Unless you think that their current strategy of closing 150 to 200 stores is actually going to be a smart thing, right? Maybe they're going to, not be so spread out in their operations. By having less restaurants, maybe they'll be able to have better control over their product, better quality product, less wait times where I don't have to pull into that stupid parking spot. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great one. And maybe that helps the stock long term. This might be like their strategy to try to make a comeback. Honestly, I think their burgers are pretty good when I go, but I mean, I just don't like doing that little thing where I pull into that spot and I wait for like 20 minutes. Such a pain in the ass, man. If I had to venture as to what stock is better, I mean, Yum Brands clearly has a more diversified portfolio. They got those three brands, and I think they have a few more brands. I'm not sure. Jack in the Box is just Jack in the Box. But either way, I mean, if I were you, don't take your advice from anybody on YouTube. This is a food eating channel first and foremost. But if you're getting any kind of value out of these videos, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, Leave a comment down below. I want to hear your feedback. I want to know what works, what doesn't work. Maybe suggestions for videos coming up. I'm all about this, so any suggestions would help. But I think that pretty much does it for this video. We will see what the market holds in the months ahead. I personally think that once all this tariff volatility talk stuff dies down, or the market starts to kind of ignore this stuff as just, well, we don't even know what's really going to be happening, then the market will start resuming its way back up. So I think this volatility is temporary. Hang in there if you are invested, especially if you're invested for long term. Don't make any drastic changes to your portfolio, I mean, in my opinion. But then again, you got to speak with a financial professional to deal with your personal situation, right? I don't know your goals, your time horizon. I don't know what kind of cash flow needs you have. So it's always better to just speak with an actual professional before you make any drastic moves. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on today's video. We will see you in the next one. I think I'm going to be craving some Chipotle next. So I heard they're getting hit by the tariffs, so I'll do a video on that. I haven't had a burrito in a long time, and then we'll look at the stock as well. So stay tuned, guys.